Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation in Asia Pacific. Today, we are very pleased to welcome Beerud, Sheth, to join our interview program. I want to sincerely thank you, Beerud, for joining us. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Roger, thanks for having me here. Excited to, share my thoughts and experience and I guess pay it forward. I've just a quick personal and professional intro. So I grew up in India. I went to undergraduate school at the Indian Institute of Technology, that's IIT Bombay. And then I came to the US for grad school at MIT. All of that was in computer science. I had a short stint on Wall Street, right? Which might be surprising, but it's also very quantitative. So they hire a lot of kids from STEM programs. But then, and that was in the mid 90s, and around that time, the internet happened. So that's when I said, okay, this is a game changer. I want to focus on building internet companies. And, so I've been an entrepreneur since then, a serial entrepreneur. I founded my first company called Elance in 98. Elance, and it's now called Upwork. It's a public company. It pioneered the gig economy or online freelancing, and it continues to scale and grow very nicely today. And later in the mid 2000s, I think 2005 or so, I founded this company called Gupshup, which is the pioneer in conversational engagement. And I'll talk more about it as well soon. But, essentially we help businesses build conversational experiences or chatbots to engage with their consumers. And this is particularly relevant globally in the emerging markets, which are mobile first and messaging centric environments. So a little bit like what WeChat has done in China, the same kind of idea, a super app is emerging in the other emerging markets as well. So we build tools, enterprise tools. We help businesses take advantage of that.
My reflections on building new venture companies.
Do you have any kind of general wisdoms of growing a new venture company? Because you had two companies, right?
Yes.
And what is the kind of a common major challenges when you grow a company almost like from 0 to 1, that's a one phase, then a 1 to kind of a end. What's a general kind of advice or wisdoms in growing?
Well, that's going to take a very long time.
I know.
I know. But let me see if I can summarize into a few sound bites, right? I mean, I think, like I said, figuring out the problem to solve, right? I think finding that intersection, the idea itself. And when I say the idea, finding the intersection between the pain point and technological advances,
yeah.
right? And usually working with new technology is a much better advantage, because guess what? No one is an expert on the new stuff, right? But if you work with mature tech, then other companies have had years or decades to master and optimize that thing. So the bar is much higher. But in new spaces, it's completely uncharted territory.
Good point.
So that's why a lot of startups emerge in brand new spaces, because you can figure it out. So having that right idea is key. Most entrepreneurs don't realize, but the biggest job is salesmanship, right? As you have to keep selling. You're selling to investors to give you money. You're selling to employees to join you, with uncertain future prospects.
Right.
You're selling to customers, of course, to buy your product. You're selling to media to cover your story and give you attention, and so on. So there's a lot of sales skill where at least somebody in the founding team has to have that. Then getting to product market fit is important. There's a lot of lean methodology. There's a whole book around it and so on. So iterative development is key. Building the right teams, right? You just make sure you think about the culture as well, at least a little bit initially, but over time it becomes even more important. At our scale, it's very important that you attract the right kind of people, the right kind of culture. You keep setting higher standards and so on. I think, and then of course, as the business scales a little more post product market fit, fundraising, structuring the right kind of deals, attracting the right kind of investors, all of that becomes a key thing as well. And much later, of course, some of the things we talked about, global expansion and
Right.
such, sales teams, acquisition, systematizing the whole company. It has to become a little bit more like a machine, right? Because you're operating at scale, right? Say, when you're playing basketball with 5 players, communication is super important. Imagine when you're playing basketball with a team of 1,000 players, right? Now it becomes, I mean, it just becomes even more complex, right? So I think it really, I mean, there's many different directions we can go into, but I'll just kind of pause there for now.
Thank you for watching.